So yesterday, during the stream, um, it was funny because I saw that news and I reported it live on the stream. And I don't know if anyone was on stream with me, but I basically started buying here, somewhere here. I don't know where it was, somewhere here. And look what happened. The price went up 14%. It's quite funny. I was watching the stream yesterday and I was like, I'm buying, buy. Let's push the price up. And the price went up 14% after I did that. So I'm not going to take credit for that because and I think it was the news which was which I reported which did it, but I think I helped a little bit market buying. So we have a really nice inverse head and shoulders pattern forming. I did say yesterday that we could be forming inverse head and shoulders. We're in it now. I don't know what that means because in my mind inverse shoulders usually happen at the bottom of ranges, and we're not at the bottom, we're kind of at the top of this range. There is some kind of higher time frame flat top forming, and we've taken liquidities from the highs and we are back in the highs of this kind of flat top idea that I have in my mind. Yeah, so I have a flat top idea and we are back in the highs, and that's, in my mind, that's quite bullish behavior. And so even though I always have this ADA fractal in my mind, at the moment the price action suggests bullish behavior, so it's hard to be bearish when the price is still bullish. Yeah, and the way you know the price is bullish is because we keep on going back up, back into this level, this kind of 4.5 cent mark. You know, there's a kind of a range, and we just keep on going back up. You know, we keep on pushing up. And so because the price keeps on pushing up and we are clearly making higher lows, we're making higher lows, I'm just thinking to myself, as long as we're making higher lows, as long as the price keeps on pushing up, then right now with TRVL, every dip is a buying opportunity. Really, right now, that's what I'm sensing. It's similar to Bitcoin in many ways in that respect, you know. And even though in my mind it's very possible that this monthly candle is a bearish candle, you could also trap the bears with this candle. With this kind of candle, it's very possible to trap bears, because naturally speaking, it's the same thing that I said in my previous podcast, my YouTube cast. Just because you see an evening star doji in the highs, and when I say highs, I mean the highs of this range, you think bear, but you need confirmation. And even though, you know, you're taking liquidity, we're falling back underneath these prices, you just can't get bearish until you see like a couple of red candles and the price go down like that. And then that would be some kind of bearish reversal. And then even then, the bears could get trapped, because then you could get a nice injection of volume from the bulls, nice big reversal. Like, I'm just sensing that these candles are bear traps. They're not necessarily bearish. And that's kind of what I'm imagining right now. Right now, if you look at these candles, you might get a little bit bearish because of these selling tails. But in my mind, I'm thinking to myself that actually these could be traps. And so you'll get bearish prematurely, and you'll sell at market. But what I'm also seeing is that there's a lot of limit longs absorbing the price. There's a lot of absorption in the price, and you can tell because the MACD is going down. The price is not going down, the price is going horizontally. So in my mind, the direction of the price is sideways this way. But the MACD is going down, so there's a little bit of absorption. And what I'm seeing also on this, hi B, how's it going? Welcome. He says TRVL looks good, so it really does look good. The other thing that I'm seeing is that on the CCI, on this daily time frame, we've had a clear trend line break. Yeah, you see how you have this kind of movement here, and you have this is a break. This is a TLB. It's a trend line break, right? And for me, the CCI is a very powerful leading indicator, and sometimes these breaks don't really go anywhere, and sometimes they go to Mars. You just have to bear that in mind. And so it's always good to be in a trade when you see the CCI is confirming your bias of the way the price is moving. So even though on the price we're not necessarily getting a break yet, on the CCI we are getting a break. Yeah, and so that's a good indication to stay in the trade and see what happens. And I think it's also important to just pay attention to this inverse head and shoulders. Really what we're seeing, what you see with some kind of inverse head and shoulder, really what it is that you're really looking at are higher lows. Higher lows are the key. Higher lows are the key. That's what an inverse head and shoulder really is. It's a higher low. And so as long as we make higher lows, I'm content. The other thing I wanted to share, hold on a second. So look, this is the other thing I wanted to share. So this is the Kucoin chart. All right. We know where the all-time high is. I just wanted to share this. I think this is quite interesting. Sometimes, look, sometimes with charts, even though you know where the all-time high is, sometimes you just have to forget about that, right? Sometimes. Because sometimes charts have their, say something themselves, like within the context of themselves, right? So we know the all-time high is 1.56, somewhere there. Take it to the all-time low. We know where the fib levels are, the correct fib levels, right? These are the correct fib levels, roughly. And that's fine. But when you just take the fib from the gate high, just not the gate, the Kucoin high, which is at about 7.8, to the Kucoin low, just on the chart itself. Forget about the all-time high, just focus on the chart. It's just really interesting because I'm seeing that just on this chart, the 236 is identified as a clear SR flip, just within the context of the chart. So this 236 is not the actual 236 of TRVL, because the correct 236 of TRVL, you can do it on the MEX chart. Yeah, so if you go to the MEX chart and you do a fib pull from the all-time high, which is correct, down to the all-time low, the 236 on this one comes at 5.5 cents roughly. Yeah, but actually for some reason on Kucoin, it's perfect. It's a perfect SR flip. So actually it's weird, but on Kucoin it's correct. It's, even though I'm taking it from this high, the Kucoin high, which is when the token launched, and not the all-time high. So it's, I don't understand why the charts behave this way. But for some reason, the KuCoin chart, even though it's not correct, seems to be correct. I can't explain it. It's just an observation. And so therefore, based on that theory, because the theory is that, well, if the KuCoin fibs are showing correctly, so right now, they look good, you know, they look really good. Look at this, this A86 here. It does look okay, yeah. But for me, the main one was this 236. That's the kind of indication. You've got a really nice fib level here, which is clearly a dividing line. Here, here, here. Can't explain it. So based on that theory, I was just thinking to myself, well, if KuCoin's chart is giving us a little bit different information, then maybe this TLB is in play. This KuCoin trend line break is in play right now. And so the trend line break is from this high to this high to this red wick high, and actually we're now above it. We've actually broken that trend line. And really the KuCoin trend line was the last kind of downward trend line to break, because on every other chart I can see that it's already broken already. So let me just get rid of this. Actually, let me go to max. I had this drawn out before and I got rid of it, but I'll put it back in. That was the one. So we saw this one break a long time ago. And you see when it broke, it came in, it broke, and it just couldn't get back in, and it back tested it a few times, and now we've cleared it, easily cleared it, right? So what I was thinking was, well, this was the main one, but now what I'm seeing is that each chart has its own trend line break, like, and they're different, they're not the same. So this is the KuCoin one, and it looks like we're breaking it now. It looks like we're breaking it now. We're like in the process of breaking it, and it becomes a lot easier to see on the weekly chart. And it becomes a lot easier to see. And actually, what you really want to see is, you want to see what we saw here with this high green volume, with the price kind of pushing through it first. That was the indication, really, because it's like someone is buying into resistance, and now the price is making its way above the resistance and trying to confirm it and flip it into support. So we may still, I don't know if I really feel that the price is starting to look really bullish, like ultra bullish now. And even though I'm like, I have in mind this ADA fractal, that could be very deceptive, because a lot of people might be waiting for that to happen, and it could never happen. And I'm not like crazy market buying right now, because I am aware that at any point in time the markets could sneeze or cough, and then you get a V shape. You know, that's very possible. And so bearing that in mind, I'm always ready to buy the dip and never to go like all in. But at the same time, what I'm seeing is bullish price action. Like, that's undeniable. You can't deny that you were making higher lows. The price keeps on getting bought back up with increasing volume. Every time I see green, I see volume. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go soon, but you see, every time I see green, I see volume. Green volume. And that's kind of what you want to see. You want to see green volume as the price moves up. So if the Kucoin trendline break is in process right now, then also what I'm thinking to myself is maybe the Kucoin golden pocket is going to be the big resistance, and that would come in at 19 cents, between 19 cents and 22 cents. That's kind of what I'm imagining right now. And if we do manage to get up there somehow, that would confirm a higher high on the weekly time frame. So that would be the first indication of a weekly time frame market structure change. And then in my mind, the 9 cents mark is the point to defend, the level to defend. That's kind of what I'm still thinking that. I still have that idea in my mind. Yeah. Now, doesn't mean that it's going to go down to 9 cents, to be honest with you, because if for some reason we get up to that golden pocket and it forms resistance there, then you have to see how it corrects, because it could, if you have like a little bit of a flat correction, it could actually just come to this 12 cents mark, which is like the previous high here, and offer support. Could definitely do that. Depends, or it could go much deeper. And try and head down to 8 cents. Like, these fibs might actually become more relevant as time passes, quite simply because most of the volume right now is on Kucoin, and that's fundamentally what's probably why the price is behaving the way it is, because Kucoin has a different chart, because the all-time high in Kucoin is different. And then the other thing to bear in mind is that I identified some trap liquidity on Gate. And always just bear this in mind, because you have trapped liquidity here in this little range here, and we still haven't reached those prices yet. Basically, it's from 9 cents. We cleared it all the way up to 14 cents with this move up. So anything above 14 cents, you've got trap liquidity going all the way up to 52 cents on Gate. Yeah. And basically what I'm saying is that you're going to need volume to clear that liquidity on Gate, just on Gate, because none of the other exchanges have that volume in the higher levels. All the other exchanges, when you look at them, they don't have that behavior in terms of previous volumes at those levels. So obviously in that period of time in April, some people on Gate were buying heavily, yeah, and that's trapped liquidity. You don't have that in any of the other exchanges, and so I do expect that Gate, that trap liquidity, is going to react on Gate, and that could skew the prices a little bit, because then you're going to get a little bit of divergence on the exchanges again until we can finally potentially clear that level. You clear that level, then there's no volume in the highs, and you know, the price could really go far. once you get into zero volume in the highs. All right, that's my little update for Friday. I'll be back tomorrow. Sorry it's short, and I just hope you guys have a wonderful day, have a wonderful weekend, and